well, we can split out, we can split out by project under a debt service and principal. If you know, we can split out the projects.
Landfill, not with the other ones,
Green.
whatever it is.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not following.
Roy, you got a motion?
I didn't finish it,
Is she looking up this?
but I'll bust out.
Hold on,
Yeah, I
let her
think
figure it out.
Because if you're consolidating all the different borrowing that the town has done, and one of the things that we've borrowed on the last, 3 years, out of the ash landfill account,
Correct.
to do capital projects.
Right.
That money was slated to be paid back at 1%. What I'm getting at is, you taking that and consolidating it with everything else, if what we're paying in that new agreement, that new loan, if you will, is more than 1%, it's not a good
We're
deal.
better off leaving it, we're better off not
We don't have,
incorporating it.
we don't have $9.6 million in the ash landfill
Right.
account to pay for the school project.
No,
No,
he's
no,
saying,
No,
the money you borrowed from the landfill, you take the school and you put it together, this one's at 1 and this is at 3.
No, we would factor
One
in,
would
we
still
would
stay at
factor
one.
in, we would factor in when we do the principal and interest, we would factor that in based
The
on
1 would still be
respective
at
1% or the respective 3%.
They're not combining it.
I
We
can
can't not pay back, I think if I hear what
One's
you're
gonna
saying,
stay
we
one.
can't not pay back the ash landfill.
How,
that we
if they're
borrowed.
consolidating it with another loan, how does it stay at 1?
No, they're not consolidating the loans, they're
Yeah.
consolidating all of the separate things into one line item. They're not consolidating loans.
Okay.
4.8 million, whatever that was.
And what-
319.
Please.
My understanding, and I may not have heard it correctly, is that they're, even though he said consolidating.
It's,
We're not consolidating
You said-
for
Yeah.
purposes of.
for purpose-
Consolidating it for purposes
You're
of.
consolidating
gonna
it
keep
right
it-
here on paper,
But
not
not,
the loan
but it's gonna
itself.
be two
Right.
different
Ah,
loans.
that's why I was wondering why you weren't understanding the question.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty easy.
I got it.
So, is that?
Well, she's getting why how we,
But just to show you, if we took the 4.8 over 30, we're gonna amortize over 30 years?
20 years,
20 years.
you can only do school projects 20 years.
Uh-huh.
You're doing simple?
Yeah, I know bond bands are front-loaded, but, I don't have a bond calculator. That would be 322. If we amortized over 20 years at 3%, the 4.8 million would be 322,000.
Interesting.
Interest and principal, that's a flat line amortization though.
Yeah.
Bonds are gonna be front-loaded,
Yeah.
so you're gonna have
Right.
a higher payment. Yeah, but that gets us close to that number.
Yeah,
Well,
but we're only
So
paying.
this 743 is gonna change.
I
No,
don't know,
she's trying to figure it out why we have that.
Exactly what it,
because
But I'm
I
saying-
came up with $199,000 difference.
But 743 would include 322? Actually,
No,
it's
it
gonna
only
be,
include 150.
No,
it only includes 100, oh, okay, then I don't have the number then.
right,
yeah.
we had
We have to pay-
544.
Because bands are only allowed, they're very strict about the bond anticipation loans. So if you go beyond 2 years in terms of funding it under bands, you have to start paying back some of the principal per our bond council. So some of this is included what that payment is, which I think was $75,000. And then we had incorporated, 319,000, which is basically that 317, which
Now,
is the 10-year, paying back the ash landfill over a 10-year period.
Now, I heard you say something that was quite interesting when you were doing that explanation while she's looking for that. You said that the school project was gonna be 9.6 million? Our share?
Net to the town.
Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, you remember that $36 million project, when we sold it to the town, on the referendum question, the question was, our net cost was gonna be around 16 million.
Yeah, they took it out of the gym.
Right.
Right.
Well, no. Let's not go there. What I'm saying is,
That was for you.
I've been waiting for this number, because we got full funding, or we got funding for the PALS program and the superintendent's Board of Ed office.
No, the superintendent's Taj Mahal.
Right, well, we've been waiting for that number, so I mean, the burden to the town folks, instead of financing 16 million, is gonna be financing less than 10 million. So that's a huge, huge discount.
Well, that's because you sold it on the premise,
No, we sold it that you'd have to finance
and there
16
would be
million.
9,000
we
kids
were
in the
looking at-
school,
I think that was,
and it's still less than 300.
that was like a mill, a third.
Yeah,
So we
so,
wanna table this, given the time consideration?
Yes.
I make a motion, we table this.
Second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Don't have to, we're tabling. Get to the library.
No, you gotta do capital non-recurring,
Capital non-recurring. Capital.
185, is that one dump truck?
one dump truck.
One dump truck,
Is that a full-size dump truck?
He's got it right here, slow down, I'll read it to you. Replace 1999 Ford L8501 dump truck. It has transmission problems, rust issues on frame and dump body.
where is this?
5810.
Capital non-recurring.
Capital non-recurring.
I still disagree with Jerry, and I'll disagree with him until
It's
the day I die, is that we should look into one-ton dump trucks, not a fleet of them, but we have no one-ton dump trucks.
What do we have?
We have 1 ton with a Tommy gate on it, and then you do these small, full-size trucks. And you look at every other town around us, Thompson, Hillingly, and they got a couple 1-ton dump trucks. So in the middle of summer, when they're fixing potholes, they take this small little truck with some ready-mixed patch, and they go out. Not in Putnam, we got the big old truck tying up the whole street and driving around getting 7 miles per gallon. You all right? Okay, 7 miles per gallon instead of 20 miles per gallon, and it's less than half the cost. But I had a conversation with him 2 years ago, and he said they had problems with a 1-ton dump truck 20 years ago, and they don't like it. But I have a hard time with that.
So how much does a one-ton pickup truck cost?
You can get a 4-wheel drive 1-ton with a dump body and a plow, 50 grand,
No.
50, 60,
75.
75?
You're getting
Yeah.
a dump on it and everything.
Yeah, all right,
So you're gonna approve this, cut that
Well,
in
no,
half?
I'm just putting my 2 cents in. Every time he puts a full-size truck in here, it irks me.
Well, you have recourse.
Town accounting software.
Are you ready, Brenda? Too late. Okay, would you?
Demolition blight property, we're putting money in our capital for future.
Yes, I put that in there because I went crazy when the house on Prospect Street had to be demolished, and we're getting absolutely no help from lawyers, from the people who owned it. Norm could testify this, he went up there 4,000 times. We did our due diligence. It was a hazard to little kids in the neighborhood, and it was ready to fall down, the roof was caving in, so something had to be done. So we demolished the building. So to be on the safe side, Doug, I put that in there as a safeguard. If we don't use it, it rolls over for the next year, and the next year, and the next year.
How much did we spend on Prospect Street?
$34,500.
And that was a big house.
It was half a house. We got one on Whipple Street that's gotta be knocked down, probably.
On what
Yeah.
street?
Whipple Street. We're trying to find, Norm does a good job researching these owners.
Yeah.
I mean, Copeland did a great job on Grove Street. He knocked it down and rebuilt the house, and there was never fighting. But everybody's not like that.
Yeah.
So the house may be in Putnam, but the owner might be in California, who just sold that deed to someone in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And the banks don't care.
So this will basically cover 2 potential
Two potential
demolitions
demolitions.
with a
And we got- and we
little
got two-
room to,
Right.
Well, you got money set aside already.
Yeah.
This is gonna be covered.
What's
free.
this?
What?
You got money set
You have
aside.
40,000.
You got
in here already.
40,500 carrying
See,
over.
this budget here
Right, but
carries
there's
over.
one house
So
already-
if you approve something this year and it comes in
But
at
it was
less,
240 there.
it's already in the budget
we're
and
gonna-
You
you
can
carry
cut
it.
some of this money, but
So-
I just put that.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure out what amount to cut, I didn't.
Let's do 40,000 instead
Keep
of
40,
80.
keep 40 in there.
Cause you got 40 anyways, you still got your 80.
You still got about 2 houses
So you're
that
saying-
wrapped around you.
yeah, but we
40,
also
take 40
still
off, okay,
have
yeah.
right, so if we
Take
cover,
40
March,
off.
April, May, June, 4 months.
Yeah, but then
Make the
we've had
motion, Alan.
unusual-
You know, hold it, just
Hold
hold
on,
it.
done yet.
I got one more,
Yeah.
the bridge. We got
Oh, you're right,
40,000
Bridge,
in
you're
there?
killing me, Mike Bridge,
Well, I wasn't going with the bridge. I was
Thanks.
saying you could cut 110,000 from his 185, and that would get you a $75,000 1 one dump truck and try it.
Jerry runs that department, we can't really.
Well,
He knows more about it than we do.
well, if every other town around,
But it doesn't mean they're doing it right, you don't.
well, I'm sorry, Owen, but
I don't know.
So right now, we're looking at a $150,000 cut from this budget. 110 from the dump truck,
I'm just throwing it out.
40,000 from the demolition.
Well, you set aside $50,000 last year in capital non-recurring for vehicle replacement.
Yeah,
So
you already
can
got
use-
that.
You can use 50,000 of that towards this.
So there you
Some of
go.
that's already appropriated through the special meeting.
So if you cut 110, and you got 50, at least 40 is money, you
That's
get a
not
big
what
dump
you-
truck.
When you had your meeting and you approved the demolition money, remember that?
Yeah.
Scott wants it all. He wants-
Whatever was
he wants to take it.
remaining,
Jerry's gonna plow all the
it was
snow in
already
front of your house.
approved, so it's included in this amount, but it's not a new appropriation. And the capital budget is this is a whole different, I've realigned this to the way it should be. When you do a capital plan, it's not supposed to be part of your general government budget. This is completely separate, and once you appropriate money into your capital budget, it can stay and roll from year to year. It doesn't have to, it can fall to a fund balance within itself. It's not like, starting all over again, like you do with the general fund budget.
I understand that, but it is still
It's still
reflected in the bottom
reflecting in
line.
the bottom line.
Yeah, it is reflected.
So it's money that has to be
But
raised by
part of this-
taxation or otherwise.
But part of this was already approved. The 75,000, there was a special meeting, and 75,000 at that time was already appropriated. So what happens is, the part that's remaining though carries forward. So it's almost like undoing what you did if you reduce it
Well,
too much.
what I'm getting at here, Brenda, is we have the proposed mayor's budget, that column,
Yeah,
okay? That column, if you add up from every single one of these pages, from that column, you come up with the $1.3 million over and above this current budget year. Okay, so that's an apples to apples look at what we're gonna be on the hook for next year if we
I
approve this.
understand that. I was just, alls I was saying is, I was just telling everybody that there's a new alignment in the way that this is laid out, that's all. That was my
So I
point.
think
I'm not arguing with you.
we're gonna have 80,000 if we approve this 40
Right,
this year.
you still have it.
Yeah.
So we'll take 40 out.
Scott only wants them to have the 75.
So you wanna take 40 out, which is fine by me. And Scott wants to take 110 out, so that's a total reduction of 150,000. If you wanna do it that way, I have no problem with that.
But I-
Jerry said it's okay with that.
Well, that's what I'm saying, with the guy down here, I'd like to have a debate. I mean, I don't wanna just
Well, he's
short.
out of town, didn't someone say he's out of
He's there for the
town?
whole
Yeah.
month, and he's got, and he's
Well,
got,
there ain't,
and there's more, we still owe vacation time. So,
you wanna, maybe, do you wanna call him while he's on vacation? I mean, what are you gonna debate
Yeah, we'll
about?
call 'em.
All right, let's do that, and let's
So the
let's
table
table,
of
to
that.
table.
The other thing, though, before you table, the 65,000 can be made in payments.
Well, that's what I was saying, you can amortize some of this, you don't have to.
You don't have to go pay out 65,000 on the software. You can come over, do it over a 30-year period, what?
30
Is there a
years?
cost to that?
Three years.
Oh, I was gonna say,
No
30
cost,
years.
no cost.
There's no additional
No additional cost.
financing cost at all.
No.
None of this program.
and just to clarify for the record, my philosophical view on budgets is to put as much and everything as you can in there, and let the people decide. So it doesn't come back and bite us in the face and say, well, you never put in the budget. We didn't get a chance to cut it or approve it. So that's where I'm coming from. You know, so there's two different philosophies. Danny made a budget, it was tighter than a bullfrog's, never mind. So there's a difference in philosophy. Okay, next,
So what are we doing with the?
Table.
We don't need a motion.
But 40,000
I made a
in
motion.
payment plan?
I
Amen.
second,
Second.
Why
No,
don't
that
we
was on this
approve the
one.
40,000 in the
Actually,
payment
yes.
plan?
That was on debt retirement.
That's fine, I'll do it.
Okay, I move we table 48, or 1480.
You still got 80, 40
and I'll
left.
second this one.
Yeah.
okay, we got a motion and a second to table capital non-recurring.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Aye. The library budget, 1570.
This is just in payroll, it looks like.
The library is a temple of learning, and learning has liberated more people than all the wars in history. Carl T. Rowan. A library is not a luxury, but a necessity of life. Henry Ward Beecher, just to start the introduction from our nice librarian. And if you have any questions, let me know. She's got a 27-page narrative here.
And I'm guessing the increase in payroll is to finish that multi-year.
10, 10, and 10%
Yeah,
raise.
yeah.
Do we touch this, or does this just go to the Board of Finance?
We can touch it, but,
We never have.
What's this?
We never have even touched this.
yeah.
Really, this is not our ballgame.
Yeah,
This goes to let the Board of Finance handle it.
I move we approve as submitted.
Second,
Let the Board of Finance do it. Motion made and seconded to approve as submitted. Any more discussion? All those in favor? Anybody opposed? Good, okay, good. What's next?
Board of Finance.
Thank the gods.
We don't do it.
Yeah, we don't do the Board of Ed either. He's up 400, it's right there at the bottom. $420,000, which is about 2/3 of a mil
revenue.
for the new high school.
We have to-
Scott's protected him, saying, something that cost us $9 million instead of $16 million.
So what are we gonna do, we've tabled a bunch of stuff, and.
Well, you need information. How fast you get there.
Couple of them
Are we gonna
have
do
it.
it before the next meeting, or?
Well, a couple of them will have it, no, that was the other thing.
Other stuff for
I guess.
Do we have to have a special meeting?
The special meeting is gonna have I'm sorry,
Waterfall.
the flow
Waterfall.
analysis. It's also going to have the phase 2 study, the electronic package, the back office,
Those are just for those grants,
The
that's not under the
Bravo-
budget.
the value added,
Yeah.
that's.
Yeah,
But he can't wait till the next, he can't wait till
No,
the next
there'll be no
meeting.
time,
Right.
because the next
We have
meeting,
to
the Board of
schedule-
Finance is going on the 23rd, so.
We have to schedule a meeting amongst ourselves.
Where's Jerry? Is he in the country, or?
He's in Florida, FLA.
All right,
Your hand.
yeah.
Because you're only gonna have time to, the next meeting, next regular meeting, you're gonna have to recommend it to the Board of Finance. 'cause
Okay,
we're up against a charter.
everybody has to go home, check this out, come back with your strong recommendations. Some are already approved, some are tabled, the ones that are tabled, we have to attack them, leave them the way they are.
And I have to do some revisions on some
Oh.
errors I made.
Oh.
That's-
You want a mistake, that's okay.
I made mistakes.
So we need a date for another meeting, just for us.
How about next Monday, the 14th? 14th work for everybody?
Yeah.
What's the
14th
calendar
good?
say on the
It
6th?
says PDC or something.
They don't meet here, do they?
Yeah.
well, 7 PM is the Special Services District meeting.
And the, plan of conservation and development meet here.
I don't think that's gonna be
Okay, we can,
having it
That's-
more.
You can do it for Monday, 7 o'clock?
what, is that what time everyone wants?
Yeah, because you got something coming here at, what's that PD?
No, that's the plan of conservation and development, and Don said, no, it's not necessary.
What about 6 o'clock?
How about 6:30? 6 o'clock's kind of
Yeah.
tough.
He's whispering in my ear, he says earlier.
He just likes you.
That's
Do you wanna go at 6:30?
Yeah, that's, is 6:30 good?
Bow to the will of the
That's
majority.
okay.
Okay, 6:30.
No earlier.
If these guys are
Yeah,
there from
well,
Worcester,
that's
making all the big money. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
That's right, we got our friggin',
Forget it, now we have to do it, it's gonna be short.
What do you got?
I'm gonna
Executive
talk to you about
Executive
this
session.
executive session.
one of the cargo calls.
Okay, we need a motion to go into executive session.
So
Are we
moved.
gonna invite anybody?
Yeah,
We're
Del-
gonna invite Delpha
Delph and Doug.
and Doug. It's a nice, it sounds like a high school.
T&D.
I thank you all for coming. Fran, I hope to see you disappear by Friday.
How about budget in there, Fran?
Fran, we're in executive session till 12
Maybe,
o'clock.
it depends how long.
Wouldn't a,
You enjoy your night.
I have a mortgage guy.
yeah.
Smaller night?
Do some other night?
You guys just let me know if you're done. So here.
Did you get an email today? Hey,
Huh?
I haven't.
did you get an email?
Sorry.
Did you really see that?
September 7th?
Yeah.
Are you out?
Did
Did you get an email on September 7th?
All the big ones.
I got an email, I haven't
With
looked at it
everything
yet.
I've done so far.
Oh, they're on exchange.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, but it hasn't been live yet, we've even had